Hello, in this video we will talk about multivariate analysis of variance. Also it is called MANOVA with R. So in ANOVA we usually has one dependent variable, and if we have one independent variable different values, so this is a one-way ANOVA with one-way ANOVA. But sometimes we may be interested in several dependent variables simultaneously. We'll test if they are the same with respect to different values of one independent variable. So this kind of analysis is called MANOVA, so multivariate analysis of variance. Because several variables, dependent variables, they usually correlated, so it is different from doing individually or separately for ANOVA for this individual dependent variable. Next, we will show an example in RStudio. So we will use the data frame called US serial. We show several observations of this data set. So you can see the several variables called calorie, protein, and fat. And the shelf, we will use these four variables. So we are interested in to do analysis with these three variables, the dependent variables, calorie, protein, fat, these three kinds of nutrition and calorie, if they are the same for different values of the shelf. Shelf's values 1, 2, 3 represent different areas in the shelf. So next we set shelf variable as fact, because in ANOVA independent variables should be fact type in R. Then we create a data frame called Y, which includes 3 columns: calorie, fat, and sugar. So we show Y. There are 65 observations for the Y with 3 columns. And we set column name. We show Y again. So calorie, fat, sugar. So before we do analysis of variance, we can aggregate data sets with respect to the values of shelf and the mean values for the calorie, fat, sugar for different groups of shelf. You can see they are quite different with respect to different number of shelf. And we can also show the covariance of these 3 dependent variables. So next we can use function MANOVA and Y on the left side of the tilde symbol and the shelf on the right side of tilde symbol. So it is done. Then we do summary of fit. So summary fit is here, shelf factor variables, the F, the P value, significant, it's very strongly significant. So which means these 3 variables take together with respect to independent variable shelf are not the same with respect to the different values of the shelf. And we can also use function called summary AOV fit. This will show individual for a separate dependent variable. So first is calorie with respect to shelf, the significant. So which means calorie on different shelf are not the same. And the second is the fat. It is just be significant 0.03 in the p-value. So fat also different in different shelf. And the last one is sugar. So very strongly significant. So sugar levels are not the same for different group of shelf. Thanks for watching.